Hello everyone, welcome back to the 2017 Cube Championships. You may have noticed Canadian Santa has been in the last video. To Canadians, he's perfectly normal, but I realize there's a lot of Americans who watch these videos who might not be as familiar with Canadian Santa. So let's find out a little bit more about him. So we got to move on to a much more unsettling topic, and that's Canadian Santa. Now, a lot of the people who watch this aren't from Canada, so they don't know what we go through every year. Can you tell us a little bit about Canadian Santa and maybe any experiences you've had with him?
All I know about Canadian Santa is that after the beaver ripped its larynx out and he lost all his reindeer to his eviler brother, Canadian Santa.
Canadian Santa, yeah.
A miserable human.
Yeah, I mean,
he's human at all.
And you would think Canadian Santa would be in charge of handing out all the gifts, but still, it's the green one.
Maybe at some future event we'll see Canadian Santa.
Oh, maybe. Maybe we will see Canadian Santa in the future. What do you think of Canadian Santa?
I think he's trying to speak.
He's so close.
Dude is super creepy.
And he smells weird.
I don't know what's wrong with him.
He's crawling around on the floor and he messed up the cables.
I mean, as far as I know, he's never been to jail.
I mean, and that's really as far as anyone knows. And that's pretty much the only thing people can say about him.
Well, you know, back in the day, he was polite and he was nice. And, I heard a rumor that I don't think he cares anymore. Maybe it's the cold. I don't get it.
You know, that's true. I don't really know what happened to Canadian Santa. Unfortunately, he is here now.
I heard he's the cause of maybe the caribou migrations up north. He spends a couple weeks up there each year. I heard also that there were some natural disasters because of this guy. The deforestation in Brazil. I don't know what he's doing there over the summers, but it's not good.
It's Santa, but Canadian. So it has the impression that it should be Santa-esque, like nice gift giving.
They usually jolly,
right? Yeah. No, this is, and I don't want to even put down the Grinch, but it's worse than the Grinch. It's terrible. That's all I need to say is it's terrible. And yeah, he's like always there. You try not to, and he's just there. He's just in your face, kind of like commercialism during Christmas time, but even worse. There's that lecherous aspect to it, so yeah.
All right, we are back. I'm Milo, and I'm joined with Aaron. Aaron, how's it going?
It's going fantastic. So happy to be here.
Ryan, we saw him draft last week, and Dave, he played the Holiday Cube 2015. Unfortunately, wasn't able to break into the top 4 of that one, but he is coming here to make a name for himself today.
Awesome, and we get to see Ryan Nightingale as well, who we watched draft his deck last week.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw him draft that first pick, and he's going to play it right away.
That's the way you cube. Don't you start every cube game like that, first turn soul ring?
No, well, sometimes, I start with, maybe a Library of Alexandria.
There you go. These are two obviously very excellent Magic players.
We have
a lot to learn.
These are arguably the 2 best starts in Magic that you can do. Like in Cube. Like either turn 1 Library or turn 1 Sol Ring.
Or probably Legacy or Vintage. I don't know exactly how these formats play out, but these seem pretty strong starts no matter what format.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen a turn 1 Sol Ring answered by a turn 1 Library.
Well, we're going to see some good action coming up.
So, but now it's all about what Ryan can do with the mana while he's got this tempo advantage.
Yes, because Dave has to stay at 7 cards, he can only be really playing that 1 card a turn, and if he wants to maintain the card advantage. And the main phase untap.
He's just trying to figure out how to maximize.
Green Sun Zev.
And he's doing it for 1. But he tapped the Sol Ring, so he just wanted to show that he didn't use both. Both mana from that Sol Ring.
So maybe for 1, you could get the Tree Speaker. Oh,
yeah,
and there it is.
And then he can level him. Alright, with that Sol Ring mana plus the green.
Yes.
So now, what's better than one Sol Ring, two Sol Rings?
So he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 7 mana on turn 3.
What costs 7 mana in his deck?
Well, he passed that Ugin. So what has he got?
He's got Karn.
Oh.
Ugin's 8, I think. We got a Felwar Stone. Dave already knows he's in trouble. He's using that library to produce mana. Because he can't just sit around and do nothing.
Yep. Ryan's going to start playing some big spells soon, and Dave's aware. And he'll have that card. It's going to be on the battlefield all game. If he has any card draw at all, he'll be able to get more advantage off of it anyway.
So Ryan could go into Primeval Titan, Wormcoil Engine, Hangerback Walker.
Oh, well, he's tapped out, so he's got all 7.
Let's see what he's got.
So what are you thinking when you're Dave at this point? You're just like, let's see how game 2 goes. Oh, there it is, Karn.
Turn 3 Karn. And this is on Dave's turn 2, right? Because
Yes.
Ryan started.
And Dave had a good start. He's got to be happy with the library into turn 2 mana rock, and he's just crushed.
Yeah. Library got exiled right away. Just limiting the amount of mana plus the whatever the library could pull off.
And I think this is exactly what Ryan had in mind when he was building his deck, was to get all those ramp spells as possible, as many mana dorks, many mana rocks, because he had that Karn as a really early pick.
You know, whenever I sit down to play Magic, this is what I have in mind. But it doesn't mean it always happens.
Well, we have
dream.
a lot to learn from this Ryan fellow.
Absolutely. Look at it. Dave's got the Mana Rocks, too. He's got the Cold Steel Heart. They're just not as good as Ryan's Mana Rocks. Yeah, that's... It's the Holiday Cube, so it's no wonder he is having a good time at Magical Christmas Land. Playing the best cards in the history of Magic as fast as possible.
This is why we all cube. This is why you have to love Cube and the holiday season, because when it comes together, it feels so right. And I guess to sit here and make decisions about which way am I going to win this game.
If you were Ryan, would you complain that you only have green mana available? I would.
just to tilt Dave a little bit more.
I'd just be like, oh my god, can you imagine my luck? Jeez. Only green mana.
And 6 more. Is this going to be prime time?
Wormcoil or prime time? Oh, we got a prime time.
Well, he doesn't. He gets all his mana now. Gets all his fixing. And Ryan just kicked Dave into the next stratosphere. We'll see you next holiday season, Dave.
And that fixes his green mana problem.
Have a happy Hanukkah, crazy Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's
swinging.
Why not? Don't miss those single points of damage when you have the chance.
Oh, we got a Swords to Plowshares. I wonder if he had that swords in his hand earlier and didn't use it on the Jorga Tree Speaker when he could have. Because he played the Felwar Stone instead.
Do the old Bolt the Bird.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. I always bolt a bird. Knowing what can happen in Cube when you let someone get away with it, especially if you don't have answers in hand, right? I guess he could have been saving the swords for whatever.
Yeah, assuming a creature's just going to come down and then he has the instant speed answer.
But he wasn't expecting a Planeswalker.
A 7 mana 1 at that.
Yeah. Arguably one of the top 3 Planeswalkers in Cube. There's him and Jace, and I think those are probably the top 2, right?
Mm-hmm. Which one would you take first pick, the Jace or the Karn?
I think I take the Karn.
Yeah, just because it's colorless?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm already in
Leaves
blue,
you open.
I'd probably take the Jace. It would depend on the rest of my deck, but...
Yeah, once you're in blue, you probably go to Chase, just because it comes down, like you're in this game. The card came down turn 3, but that's so
You
rare,
can't even
right?
play Jace.
Yeah, that's right. Jace fairly on. I love how Ryan's always thinking he still has more plays. He's just like, He doesn't just straight go for the Karn play or straight to this. He's actually thinking about what he's doing. He wants to... Because Dave still has 5 mana open. The game...
The game's live.
Yeah, exactly. Could not be over. There's really powerful spells in blue. Like Bribery and taking something for Ryan's deck, or like Upheaval and just restarting the game completely.
Yeah. I mean, keep in mind that Ryan doesn't have counterspells in green-red. He doesn't have, answers in these colors. So Dave could play an Oblivion Ring on the Karn. There's nothing that Ryan could do about that.
Yep. Yeah, blue's tricky. Blue, you can never. Oh my God! All the big bombs. Huh? We were like last turn, prime time or Wormcoil. It's like I'll do prime time into Wormcoil.
Yeah, you do the prime time first because you want to lead with your weak cards.
That's right. Well, the prime time also gets you the mana to cast more spells within your deck a little bit, so it's okay if that dies. And,
we got a Venser returning the Karn to the hand.
And those cards are still permanently exiled.
Yep.
Yep.
But if he restarts the game, he can't restart with those cards.
Mm-hmm.
So Cold Steel Heart's on blue. I'm assuming I couldn't read that, but...
With the Fell Warstone, he'll...
Yeah, he's got the black, the red, and the green, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just this draw-go technique, so...
Still, nobody's taking damage.
Did Dave not take one?
Oh,
from the,
you know what? Dave did take... Yeah.
He took one.
Sorry, so that life total is incorrect.
Ryan was already expecting the answer, but Dave's just sticking. He had his finger like, you're going to kill it.
Yeah. When someone's playing white-blue and all their lands are untapped, and you're just swinging in with your Wormcoil, you know something's up. You always get that feeling in your stomach where you're like, no. I can't possibly be ahead.
I don't know what I'm playing around, but I know something's coming. I love how Impulse is still so great. Like, it's been around for so long, and it's never been spectacular, but it's always just been so solid. Like, digging you 4 cards and finding the answer at instant speed that you need is... see, look at this. So, boom.
Oh.
There it is.
Restoration Angel.
Yep.
If he could just keep bouncing everything constantly...
That's a strategy. You're laughing, but...
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's if Dave's able to do this a few more times... Now he's tapped out, though. Ryan's thinking maybe Dave has the Force of Will, and if not, does he come right back with the Karn again? Just keep going after Dave's hand.
He can't cast them both, right? Which is a real question that you have to ask this deck. Yeah, I definitely think you start with the Karn.
Yeah, we can't see Dave's hands, but he can't have that many cards left. Probably has, what, 2?
So he upped Karn. Oh, because he's got a blocker for the Venser anyway. Sylvan Caryatid.
Yeah, and that's the other broken thing about Karn. He's up to 10 loyalty already. So even though Dave can swing back and deal some damage to it, it's out of reach of lethal. This is a great game. It started out just these haymakers going back and forth, and it's really settled into a close match. Draw go.
Yeah, it started with them knocking each other's teeth out.
And besides the 2 mana rocks, I don't think Dave has played anything during his turn. It's all been instant speed.
Well, that's kind of how you want to play Magic, right?
Yeah.
As long as I don't have to play cards on my turn, I'm happy.
Says the blue mage.
So we did see all of Ryan's deck, but I'm going to take a quick look at Dave's deck over here. And Dave has Everflowing Chalice, as well as the Fell Warstone and the Cold Steel Heart. He has A bunch of other things that he can play at instant speed, like Vendelion Clique, Spell Queller, yeah. And you know, I made that joke about the
Is your landlord elf wearing a hat?
yeah, he's got a little baseball cap.
That's
That's
actually a
actually
baseball fan, all right? He likes the baseball.
so. That's actually from back when I made the cube in like 2002. The first time we ever cubed, one of my friends took the Lawnmower Elf out and drew a little hat on him, and that's the same Lawnmower Elves that's been there. I think it might be the only card. No, the Sol Ring as well.
I have an Elspeth Tyrell here, come down making 3 1/1s.
It plus
Bite him some time.
yeah, the +2 gives him a life for each creature he controls. I think he wants dudes. I think that's the
Yeah.
key here. And the other one destroys all permanents except for lands and tokens. So that's its alt, and it's pretty easy to get to.
Oh, there we go. He's tapping the mana now. I was gonna ask if he should.
If you should tap,
Yeah, I
mana
wasn't
for
sure.
your-
I wasn't sure. Maybe Elspeth Tyrell has flash, and he just played it on the
Yeah.
end stem as well. Planeswalkers with flash now. He is blue white, so why not?
If you had a Teferi in play, right?
Yes.
Can you do
Yes,
that
sir.
with Teferi? I don't know.
It might just be creatures. Or is it all spells?
Oh, what did you say you liked doing with Zealous Conscripts last week?
I like killing planeswalkers. Look at that.
3/1/1s.
Yeah. And that's a good play because that Elspeth could have started gaining life, and it's a inevitable chump blockers for the Worm Coil. So now you get it all out of the way.
Absolutely, yeah, I gotta agree
Yeah.
with you there. I love that he's finding ways to use cards like Zealous Conscripts as removal because his deck lacks that severely.
Oh.
He plussed it on himself to get rid of that Thran Dynamo, maybe thinking he's going to restart the game with a Thran Dynamo in play.
Dave must not have any cards left in his hand then.
Yeah, yeah.
That's smart. He does not
doesn't-
need any more mana this game.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
matter how big that hangerback walker is going to be, it's probably big enough as it is.
And look, that Jorga Tree Speaker's got 5 counters on it. It's
Yeah.
leveled up to...
That Landlord Elf is going to be making 2 green mana any moment now.
Does he have any other elves?
The Findhorn Elves he drafted.
Oh yeah, the last pick Findhorn Elves. And is Fauna Shaman an elf?
Yeah, it might be.
Might be. Reclamation Sage might be an elf. I don't know for sure.
I don't know about Reclamation.
We're just
Fauna
speculating
Shaman,
here.
The Fauna Shaman is just such a good draw. I was surprised he played the Landlord Elf actually, just because he has Survival of the Fittest and Fauna Shaman in his deck.
Oh.
But really, does he have any more giant creatures? Like, he's already played so many of his top end.
He's got the Hangerback Walker and the Avenger of Zendikar.
So 2 more of basically Ryan's. He's out of gas. So if Dave somehow top decks something, I don't know what could get him out of this really with the Karn and the big beef on the board, but Ryan's given him everything he's had. So
Even the upheaval doesn't help that much.
No.
if he has it, because the Sol Ring and the Lawnmower Elves and the...
yeah, the Tree Speaker. Ryan would come right back in no time at all.
He'd cast another turn 3 card.
It was so much fun the first time. Let's do it again.
Alright, so we have one... I think it's just one token blocking the Worm Coil.
Yeah, a chump block there.
And the Venser blocked token as well. Keep in mind...
How much is he taking here still?
Oh, he took a bunch already. He took 6.
Well, that's all you could do is just try to stay alive. Like each of those 1/1s is 6 life from the Worm Coil. So
And then Ryan just keeps ticking up.
yeah, that's the game. That's game 1.
Yeah, yeah. Now we got to be
They
careful.
put up a good fight there from the from such a incredible start from Ryan. But in the end, it was just too much to overcome.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they have to be sure which cards belong to who at the end with Karn.
Yeah, and we're all using the same sleeves because it's all coming from the same cubes. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, often with like control magic effects, things get all mixed up, and it inevitably happens. And you move on. It's like, yeah, I got your creature now. It's in my deck now.
So Dave led with a Tundra. Ryan responded with a Jorga Tree Speaker. You know, if he can't do Sol Ring, he'll do Sol Ring Junior.
Yeah, Sol Ring on a stick. So now he'll probably have to wait till that turn 4 to get that Karn down. But
poor Ryan.
I know. Them's the beat sometimes. Yeah, level up, and now is he going to do the Green Sun Zenith for another elf? He's not sure. Oh, he had the
Sylvan
another
Carried.
Mana Dork in hand. Yeah. Sylvan Carried has really impressed me in the cube. Anything that gives you any color mana, I think really overperforms in cube compared to other limited formats.
And I definitely love its ability to block some of the 2-power things in aggro or...
Yeah, gains you a bit of life throughout the game, and it can't be targeted. So you can't bolt the bird in this case, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes you can really count on that mana fixing and ramp. You feel safe when you play it.
Yeah, that's true. Again, Ryan with his first world problems only... Oh, I guess he's got the Sylvan Carrier. I was going to say he only has green mana again. But he's basically playing mono green. Oh, I didn't see this. Dave actually has that Wrath of God in his deck. Something to keep an eye out for. Would go a long way against Ryan here.
Yes. Whereas Sylvan Carrier, we were saying, makes us feel safe. Well, God comes down and punishes all. He does not pick and choose. He says, everyone, get away. You are buried.
And he also has the Sword of Temptation, which is great against Ryan's deck.
Yeah, well, Ryan's, like we said, he's really lacking on removal, so...
If he can steal that Worm Coil or Primetime...
It'd be really hard for Ryan to get back from that. I think Ryan's really counting on Karn a lot most of these games because that's such a hard card to answer. It avoids a lot of the creature effects, and I wonder what card he's going to take.
And he just gets whatever he wants.
Yeah. Karn has got to be top of the choice, top of the list there, or maybe Worm Coil. Because Worm Coil with the Wrath of God as well, you're still getting 6 power and toughness on the board.
Oh, he looked at his hand. I saw Avenger of Zendikar in his hand. Does that change anything for you?
Avenger of Zendikar, that's going to give you a 5/5 and then a 0/1 plant for every land you have.
And then it has landfall that pumps up all of your plants permanently.
1/1 counters for every land that you play afterwards. And that's at 7 mana. So he was 1 short. Oh no, he could have cast it this turn. No, yeah, he was 1 short this turn. So that's probably coming down next turn. So he's got to be thinking with his Demonic Tutor probably at least 2 turns from now.
You know, a Thrun wouldn't be the worst.
Mm-hmm.
You could just cast it, not worry about it.
Because Wrath of God is buried, you can't regenerate with Thrun.
No, absolutely, and I do agree with that. He doesn't know that Dave has the Wrath of God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're up here.
Yeah.
with all the information.
Yeah. With the all-seeing eye.
He took. Well, I don't know if he took it, but he plays a coalition.
Yeah, we didn't get to see what he took.
And you said
let's give him a call right now. Phone him.
You said this is one of your favorite mana rocks in Cube, right?
Yes, because not only does it ramp you the 1 mana, it ramps you 2, and both those mana are mana of any color, so it lets you splash for maybe a Wrath of God, something that's going to require 2 off-color mana, and Coalition Relic, it's being a colorless artifact itself, it goes in any deck. I'm always happy to pick that really early in the draft, and then I feel really comfortable splashing really greedy cards because of it. And even if you're not doing the splash because it's ramping you 2 mana, it's just such a great card. Like Ryan's playing green, so he has all the ramp with all the elves, and never mind the Soul Ring and the Mana Vault, everything. But with not every color has those advantages, and Coalition Relic gives that to your deck.
You know, I always think of Mana Rocks to be especially good in blue-based decks, and not really green, but you can see here it's just more of the same great tempo advantage, and Ryan is showcasing how good Mana Rocks are, even in a color that can do it by itself anyway.
And I think that's really what green is one of the best colors in Cube because of that advantage. Because you want to get to that top end, get to it faster, and start casting all those broken spells. That's really green's identity, is in the elves. That's how I feel, and that's how I've designed my cube personally. While blue, that's why one of blue green is my favorite combination. Is blue has so many broken spells. It's just, can you stabilize? Can you get there before you die? And with the green advantage of the ramp, they go well together. Oh, there's the Wrath.
There's the Wrath of God.
That may have been a little bit early. I wonder if Dave has a plan on maybe, maybe flashing that back somehow, because he didn't have any of the like, you could Avenger of Zendikar or Thrun. I don't know. Dave, I guess, didn't see either of those cards in the first game, but he might be scared of Karn coming down next turn.
Oh man, Dave also has the Treachery in his deck. That's crazy. He's got a lot of ways to gain control of one random beefy dude.
In a few ways. So the Sour Temptation, Treachery. Oh, know why? Dave also has Day of Judgment. So he has that's a Wrath of God, but it's Destroy. So he doesn't know about Thrun. So if he had the choice between Day of Judgment or Wrath, he probably should have held on to the Wrath. But we'll see how the game plays out. See if that ends up costing him. Because the Day of Judgment, you could regenerate the Thrun, but not off the Wrath of God. These are two great decks. Really, really embody the cube in their, just in how powerful they are, and how fast they can get to their top end.
So Ryan drew into that.
Like, what are we looking at here? Turn 4? And look how much has happened.
Yeah.
So he's doing it for 4. So seeing the Wrath gone, yeah, there's the Thrun right now.
So he used that 1 mana from the Coalition Relic to cast the Sol Ring, and then the Zenith was cast with the mana and the Sol Ring.
Yeah, you didn't have to tap it because you just automatically get it in your first main phase.
And so he can still regenerate Thrun if he needs to.
Twice.
Twice?
Yeah, you tap the Coalition Relic just for the 1 mana on its own. And then he has the Force available.
Yeah, but Thrun costs 1 and a green to regenerate, right?
No, it's just 1 green.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I always thought it was 2 mana.
So we have a Cold Steel Heart, probably naming blue from Dave.
Yeah, it looks like he's a little short on blue.
And so Thrun is...
Oh, it is 1 and a green.
Oh, you were right.
So, there.
Just in case he was playing 2 Day of Judgments in one turn.
Oh, here we go. So he can scry every turn now. And whenever he plays a creature, he draws a card.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this card.
Pretty good in elves.
Yes. Pretty good in green decks in general.
Yeah.
Because green decks are always going to be creature-based.
You know, with this and Rishkar's expertise, I've been trying to put in some cards that could give green a little bit more range. Maybe some more legs. Because I always feel like when I'm playing these mana dark decks, I'm just empty-handed way too soon, and I've got nothing to do about it.
Yeah, once you kind of play your hand out,
yeah.
you're just relying on the top deck.
And you see how Ryan puts that die on top of his deck? That's to remind himself to scry. So for people watching, if you've ever seen someone do something like that, that's why that's being done. So Ryan's got to get that, use that mana first before he goes to combat, and see if he does anything with it. Oh, elf, maybe?
Oh yeah, so this gets
Draw a
draws a
card.
card.
It keeps looking like Ryan is passing the turn without attacking with Thrawn, so...
Yeah, I think he's just checking to see if it resolves.
Yeah.
So the Lifecrafter's Bestiary has already scryed a card to the bottom and drawn and replaced itself, so it's already netted 2 cards, essentially. And it's only being turn 1 play.
We got that Thrawn smacking Dave in the face again. Or for the first time. Oh. We got to
It's
secure...
not smacking, no face. Or did he already take the damage?
Yeah, I think he took it. Now this is the end of turn.
Oh. So he wants to get on the aggressive plan himself?
I think he's got a plan, yeah.
Sure, I'll take the 4. I'm going to come back at you with
5.
with 5, yeah.
It's a race. We got a plains.
So Thrun is one of my all-time favorite cube creatures. Because green can, like you said, can kind of run out of things to do later. Thrun is one of those cards that makes you feel safe because it has regenerate, because it can't be targeted, it has essentially hexproof. It carries equipment so well. Anything that will gain you life, like locks down Warhammer or any of the swords, can be super powerful on Thrun. And basically it allows you to race, and it'll be very hard for your opponent to win, because you could interact with their board and they can't with you.
So Dave ended up playing a Blade Splicer. This is one of my favorite white cards. It's a 1/1, and when it enters the battlefield, you get a 3/3 colorless golem artifact creature, and it gives all golem creatures you control first strike. So you're getting basically 4 power toughness for 3 mana.
And the first strike I find super relevant, because a lot of the cube creatures, so we've seen how much could happen so quickly. Having that 3/3 on turn 3 with first strike gives you a really good blocker and attacker. So it's so versatile. It could go in almost any deck that's wants to sit back or be aggressive. It's excellent in both. And then when you get into anthem effects and everything, it's also 2 bodies.
Absolutely. You get this 3/3 and a chump blocker too, sometimes, if you want to look at it like that. Oh, it looks like something big's coming. We got a worm coil. Stop the presses. We got a worm coil engine on the board. The race is not looking good for Dave. If he
this is one of those must answer cards because of the lifelink. The race is not even close anymore.
I'll play worm coil engine, draw a card.
Yeah.
Because worm coil engine wasn't good enough. Needs to net me a card.
Is that whenever you cast a creature? I was wondering if it enters the battlefield, because then
Tokens?
that would exactly,
Yeah.
or tokens or blink effects that could become really abusive. So cards are definitely doing work this game for Ryan Crafters. And the hits are going to keep on coming on Ryan's side, because we get to see his hand. We know the Avenger of Zendikar is there. Oh, there's the Sour of Temptation. So he's going to steal the Worm Coil engine.
Oh, that was a good call. I thought he was going to take the Fine Horn Elf. But you never know. You never know what the plan is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You never know.
You can't quite read the mind of the players.
It looks like he's putting a Worm Coil engine enchantment on top of his Sour of Temptation.
Yeah, +6/+6. Lifelink and Death Touch.
I'd rather have that, I think, on my Sour of Temptation because it has flying. Would easily get through that.
The Thrun will be a good blocker for the Worm Coil, but still 6 life a turn for Dave.
Yeah.
And if it does ever die, you're getting 2 bodies. Dave will get both mini Worm Coils, the 3/3 Lifelinker and the 3/3 Death Touch.
Usually with cards like Star of Temptation or like I don't know, Helm of Obedience, or these cards that temporarily take control of a creature until they leave the battlefield. I always like having a nice sack outlet, just in case.
Yeah, just in case they come with an answer.
Yeah. I never feel safe when I'm in Dave's position.
No, if you're relying on that 2/2 body that much, it doesn't feel safe. But we know that Ryan's really short on answers here. So.
Unless he boarded in that Flametongue Kavu.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Did we see the Sour in the
No.
game one? I don't think we did, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, by what I saw in the previous game, I don't know if I would have sided in the...
Ryan really had no reason to make any changes.
Yeah.
He really don't.
Well, if I could just do that again next game, that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Karn. So basically he is doing that again next game. Karn deals with the Sour of Temptation.
Yep.
Although restarting the game with that doesn't seem too good. That's okay. Starting the game with 2/2
With
flyer.
2/2 flyer, yeah. And it's not in Dave's deck.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
You'd rest a little bit more easy, but so it was still a good play for Dave. It got Karn down to 3 loyalty, forced him to play it then, and he's not getting hit with the Wormcoil Engine this turn. And Ryan is at 11, so if he has a swords or something like that for the Wormcoil and just get rid of it for good, he can move on. But until then, I think the Wormcoil's got to be and the Karn.
So
Dave's just getting
if you were Dave on your turn, if you just say you had nothing else, would you attack with everything into Karn?
and just make sure it dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you might even die on the swing back at that point. Does he still have the tree speaker? No, looks like the tree speaker's gone. Or unless it's tapped for mana. Because Dave only being at 12 life, if you swing with everything, you get it for
the tree
6,
speaker
10.
and the Caryatid died to the
the Wrath of God. Okay, so it's just the Fine Horn Elf.
Yeah.
So you would just go down to 1. Yeah, nothing on end step.
He did end up playing the Birds of Paradise and drawing a card.
Oh, Ryan. Yes.
I'm actually really impressed with the Lifecrafter Bestiary. I'm very happy.
This was a definitely good showing for it, especially like in a. I guess lots of green decks will have so many elves, but it just turns them all into cantrips as well, which is great.
Because that's the one thing you need, man, in these decks is card draw.
And even if you're not getting that creature, say, "Oh, I don't have that many elves," you still are getting that scry one each turn.
Yeah. Exactly, right? Like it's multi-purpose. Council's Judgment on the Karn. I think that I would have Council's Judgment the Wormcoil, exile it.
Well, we know he has Swords to Plowshares, so there is an answer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, if I had no other answer, I think I would have Council's Judgment the Wormcoil and attacked into the Karn.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd only be really losing 1 token out of if you just attack with the 3/1/1s or the 4/1/1s, because you chump block 1 with the
Thrun and
the Thrun, exactly,
which is totally worth it.
But you still have the birds, so you would have had to attack. It's more.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, you attack with enough that he doesn't have to.
You ensure that it's dead. Yes. Yeah. Here comes Big Daddy Worm. Does he attack the Thrun as well?
I think I would. I mean, it depends. Oh, he also has the Avenger of Zendikar still in his hand, right? He's
that's right. That's going to be how many creatures here?
Was that last game?
No, he still has it in his hand. He still has it.
I shouldn't be doing this. What am I doing?
You're doing a great job.
We've got Harbinger of the Tides.
So he played it instant speed. So
and bounced the Wormcoil when it swung in.
And when it enters the battlefield, you can return target tapped creature an opponent controls. So there's Dave doing the blue-white thing, not taking damage.
And that was a
setting your opponent
sideboard.
back.
That was a sideboard choice from Dave.
Yeah, it makes sense against big mana creatures like what Ryan's playing to play something like the Harbinger. So what I was thinking if he wants to do the Avenger or Wormcoil.
I think, yeah, it's tough because you could maybe end the game a lot faster.
With the Avenger, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's already seen the Wormcoil.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah, I'd go with the Wormcoil too, I think. And draw a card. And that also kind of makes Dave bouncing things a little worse, right?
That's right. You're netting card advantage off of that, and Dave's getting a 2/2. So he's basically casting a 2/2 that has a fog effect, and you're drawing a card. So it's a bit of an even trade. Yeah, Ryan's just thinking if he wants to plus those plants or get another an extra 0/1.
Yeah, he's got
So
tons
Dave's really up against the wall here. Let's see if he can come up with something big.
I think Ryan has full gas in his hand.
Yeah, it's
Because he's scrying and drawing a lot.
mm-hmm.
Oblivion Ring. That's a nice answer.
Yeah.
To the Wormcoil.
Yep. White has so many exile effects, and these exile effects are so excellent in Cube. Like that's where they that's one of White's best aspects is that they get to exile while everything else is destroy, and you can see how useful that is to the Will of the Council or Council's Judgment, exiling the Karn.
The Swords of Plowshares.
Yeah, Swords of Plowshares, Oblivion
Banishing
Ring.
Light. Yeah. Crazy. And now Dave's on the offensive. Look at that. Crazy. Pushes Ryan to 6. Lets Dave eat the
So did
Harbinger.
Ryan put in that reclamation stage?
Oh, let's see. I don't know.
I don't think he was playing it main board. Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, he is playing.
Yeah. So you can dig that.
This, you know what? Like, it really feels like one person's way ahead.
And things change so quick.
Yeah. So, you know, some people are like, "How could you lose if you resolved a Wormcoil?" It's like, yeah, it's very, very easy to, you know, take control of it, remove it from the game, return it to your hand.
Ryan hasn't been able to connect with it even once. He's had it on his battlefield 3 different times, and it got stolen with Sour, then bounced with the Harbinger, and then now eventually exiled with the Banishing Light.
So we got Avengers Undercard. Got to make sure to draw that card, or else the card, or else the Avenger's terrible. If you're not drawing that card, so we got 5 1/1s, or
0/1s, and now they're 1/2s.
Yeah. Now they all crush the tokens of Dave. You know, it's just a shame that he can't use the birds, that forest, to draw
He's
some
not done.
cards off
He's
the
not done his
tokens.
turn yet. Here he's about to do it. He's playing the baseball superhero to net himself a card here.
Yeah. All right, Lana Orells, you're up to bat.
Really counting on you. Gotta come through with some ribbies for us.
You know, Dave's got that library, but I doubt he's got any cards in his hand.
Yeah, look at the mitt that Ryan still has. Just a haymaker after haymaker.
And now even lands are amazing for Ryan. Like now for Ryan, you're like, I hope I draw a land or a creature or a spell. Like
I hope I draw magic cards.
Yeah. Well, he didn't like that magic card. Maybe he has lands in his head already.
Yeah. And he gets another. Play the land. Make them all 2/3s.
Or maybe I'll play this fetch land instead. No. Alright. Got a plains. Bunch of 2/3s.
And here you would probably just leave a Venture of send a card back, yeah? Keep it as a blocker just in case, and don't let it die because of the landfall ability. Oh, Green sends this for the second time this game.
What's left? Oh, Reclamation Sage, probably. But he's tapping,
a lot of mana. He's tapping 5, so he's up to a 5 mana green spell. But he might come across Reclamation Sage and then...
Mirror Entity.
It needs to
oh,
be
it's green.
It
It
has to be green. Oh, Primeval.
Oh, so two more lands. With prime time.
Oh, make those 4/5s.
Yeah.
4/5 tokens, wow. He can't draw a card, unfortunately, so how good really was that?
Yeah, that was probably one of the worst cards in his deck that he could have drawn.
If he played it naturally, he could have drawn a card off the Life Crafters, but sometimes you just gotta suck it up.
Yeah.
He's shuffling like how many cards there? 10? Yeah, Dave doesn't even bother with the cut and just like
Yeah. No, all your cards are on the table.
So here he's just attacking with the for
AC
20, just with the tokens alone. Never
Ryan's,
mind the Karn or...
I think Ryan's playing it
he's just swinging all out.
in passing the turn. No, he's going to attack.
Attack for 29 so far? 29. Come at Dave. Dave plays Arachnogenesis.
Oh! Swing back to win the whole
that's
game.
Right, yeah. Brian is at 6.
Yeah. That what you see? You see? I think they're just trying to calculate now to see if
Dave can live.
Yeah. So if he chumps with 4, 5, 6 guys, and he's blocking the biggest things.
Yeah, he can live.
Then there'll be 4. No.
Yeah, he's only attacking with 7 creatures. So.
And he's got 6 blockers. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You just block with every...
But Ryan also has so many blockers back. I don't know.
I mean, you really
what it would take to turn this game
Day
around
of Judgment,
here.
right?
Yeah.
He regenerates turn, but at least it buys you a turn. Oh, that's it. He drew. He didn't get anything. That's the game. So we will see you next week for another match of the 2017 Holiday Cube Championship. It should be a good time.
Yep. Thanks so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did.